So hello and welcome back to another great episode on this channel. Once again, my name is Ben Carson, and well, you know the name, right? And this is African Rising with Ben Carson. The name has changed. BWT Black Week tonight is already ingrained in the DNA, so I don't need to even add it. Just go on YouTube if you haven't subscribed. Come here, subscribe, and join the family as we bring you great content every week. And I tell you, as time goes by, we're going to do it daily for you. We have great news coming on from all over the world regarding this race, all right, and our motherland, our continent, Africa. This week, we delve into one great initiative that is going on in somewhere in Africa. But yeah, things don't change, levels don't change. Just subscribe, join the family, and I'll be right back to give you details about what I'm talking about. Alright, so welcome back. This is the Black Street Tonight Africa Rising channel. Last week I told you about Ghana's buses and trains system. Now, according to the report from The Economist, I mean, if you read their magazines and all that, you're going to know that they always come up with World Economic Report, especially when it comes to jobs and all that. And they have actually anticipated that the digital industry and the IT industry, the sector, hasn't even seen our growth yet. So there's that potential growth. And so for any country that is seriously trying to grow or trying to revolutionize their economy, digitalization, IT, and those things are something that you don't joke with. And Ghana is just doing that. Now, before I even delve into that, let me talk about their train system. Major economies that have developed can't do away with train system because of its ability to load, a greater number of people and goods, cargo from one destination to another within the shortest possible time because, well, there's no red light, red traffic, whatever to delay and all that. And it comes with elongated coaches that takes a lot of people and cargo. So trains are something that you really can't do away with. And Ghana, our train system dates back as far as the British governors like the Georgesburg, the Alambans, and they made it just to carry the minerals like the gold, the bauxite, and the diamonds that they were siphoning out of our country, right? And then along the line, we sort of derailed and we don't know what happened. Our train system just collapsed. And so if you come to Ghana, you are likely to find train tracks, or I don't know how you call it, the rails in Kumasi, some part of Accra, and in some of the rural areas, because in some time past we used to have trains. Now, the current government of Ghana is doing something great. Yeah, not because I sympathize with them. They have great initiatives that is going on, and they have some bad ones that I wouldn't have time to talk about them. But some of these things need accolades. They need promotion. They need the world to know so that other African countries can actually emulate. Now, Ghana has acquired this standard gauge rail systems or train from Poland, and I learned their route to Ghana as I speak. Now, these trains are, when I say digitalized, well, they are not going to run on electricity. On the grid, the national grid. They are not electric trains. They are going to be diesel powered and all that. But their speed and the ability to carry people will reduce a whole lot of traffic congestion that is happening in Ghana. And that is the surest way to go. Now, alongside that, in order to help with revenue mobilization, I know one of the biggest challenges that we have as a whole continent in Africa has to do with corruption. Money changing hands. Money, physical cash, changing people's hands. It never gets to where it's supposed to land. That's the point. You can go to Nigeria, even in South Africa. Yes, might be better, but Ghana, Togo, Benin, Ivory Coast, everywhere. That has been a problem. And I know I don't take time to digest or disintegrate the negative news that goes on the continent. But this is something that we can't do away with. We can't shy away from. We need to talk about these things. And well, in Africa, our culture has to do with the Ubuntu spirit. I am because you are because I am, and we are because we are, and all those things that we say. Yes, it's good. It's good for family, for upbringing, for society, but it doesn't help when you want a prosperous nation or a country to develop. Because when somebody commits an atrocious crime or robbery, broad daylight robbery in politics, we can't prosecute them because they end up being our fathers, our uncles, and our relatives. And so one of the surest way to go is to digitalize these revenue streams so that the money wouldn't even change hands to turn someone to even dip his hands in so that you can't even prosecute. And Ghana is on the path. Now as I speak, this card that I'm showing you, I've covered it because it has my ID. And Ghana introduced the Ghana card system. I think I made a short episode about that. And now they've tried to integrate every identification with that card, that biometric card. And now they've even linked it with this card that you are seeing right here. What do I mean? Now, this card will have your Ghana card information, will have your biodata information, and it is a rechargeable in terms of money. You can put money on it and use to pay for all these transportation system like the trains and the busing system. And I'm going to make a whole new episode about these electric buses, about 100 of them that Ghana is bringing into their major cities to help a passenger conveyance. Now, if other African countries can simply emulate this digitalization system, the money that African government lose to corruption, money is hiding under people's beds, money hiding under people's kitchens, under people's boys' quarters, under people's garage. These monies can transform the whole African economy within the space of 5 years. And digitalization is the surest way to go. As I speak, in Ghana, even if you want to go and get a tap water, you just need to touch with your digital card and water will flow. Charging your electricity, renew your allowances, renew your health insurance scheme, and everything in Ghana is digitalized. Ghana is moving as one of the African countries with tremendous financial inclusion. I think they are one or two, probably surpassing South Africa along the line with financial inclusion, because now everything in terms of money, banking, and everything is digitalized on your mobile phone right from where you are. Now I know critics will say it's not everybody that is using smartphones, but that is the surest way to go. If that is the standard, you'll be pushed to use it. And another way that makes using smartphones quite easier is education. And I need to spend more time to tell you about what Ghana is doing in the education system. Apart from what they call the free SHS, where every student, no matter where you are, as long as you pass your basic education certificate exam, you are entitled to go to school for free. Now, I'll share my ordeal, how I managed to graduate, and that will be a whole new episode in the coming weeks. And you know the challenges that I passed through before I even graduated, and why this free SHS is a great initiative. But it's not just that. I need a whole different episode about that. And I'll tell you what they are doing in terms of TVET, vocational training and technical education in Ghana. The new facilities and the infrastructure, the things, the IT induced items that this government is doing, just to educate people so that they'll be able to use some of these smartphones to be able to think for themselves and create jobs. I mean, if you go to the Western countries like where I am now, the government employs people, but the private sector does the whole job when it comes to employment. And that's the surest way to go. Privatization, self-entrepreneurship, and all that. That is the surest way to go. I think in Africa we're so much dependent on the government to employ people that even when people employ themselves or when people set up their own business, they still count themselves as part of the unemployment. because we are waiting for government to appoint us. And I think we need to change that mentality, and the surest way to do that is through TVET, technical and vocational training or education. That is the surest way to train people to be able to create money from their own hands, from the comfort of their rooms, and from the comfort of their own skills. And Ghana is just doing that. I mean, I can spend a whole day speaking about the good things that Ghana is doing. That's not to say Ghana has a perfect economy. I mean, because of the COVID, things derailed a bit, and I learned now things are coming back together. But the basic and the fundamentals, that is the surest way to a country's revolution. I mean, the industrialization agenda of the country, I mean, they had this policy. I don't know how well it is doing, one district, one factory. Those basics are being done in the country. And I think it is good that we talk about it so that other African countries can actually emulate. Once again, this was supposed to be a very short episode, so I'm trying to not go beyond 10 minutes, but I mean, just take it like that. If it is 11, try to watch to the end, share, let somebody know the good things that's going on somewhere in Africa, and I'll tell you why this is good for tourism in my next episode. See you when I see you.